The world's big wave with snarky lines and hearts so bold. Every story brightly told. In a world full of dull old facts, Newsy News fills in the gaps, chasing stories no one knows, with laughter as the story grows. Newsy News every night, making wrongs turn out right. With a giggle and a grin, let the fun times begin. Scandals broken with a wink, politics served with a drink, breaking headlines you might miss, wrapped in an ironic twist. They poke fun at all the wise.
Hey guys, it's Mo. It is the 16th of January, and sorry I was a bit late. I was working on Canva. I had Rosalind Duke, awesome lady. She was helping me with all my graphical stuff, and she listened to me call my computer all sorts of bad names. All the bad names, really. But she gave me so much help, and so did Shizzy. Welcome, Wolfram and 80s Music Man. Wolfram, thank you for doing your Modly Mod stuff. Sorry, Dan Davis, that you are still without power. Hopefully that will change very soon. Let's see here. Captain Kern, good evening. And Spirit Fleck, welcome. So we have all the news. I think the world has gone crazy. I don't know if it's the full moon. I haven't even checked, but we have gone nuts. Give me 1 second. I was having them shut my door. My kiddos are back from the haircut place, so chaos is abounding. But our first, welcome DK Cripple and Audio Coffee. Our first story of this crazy, crazy evening is rapper Busta Rhymes is accused of assaulting his assistant in Brooklyn. That is a mugshot face. Rapper Busta Rhymes was hit with 3 assault charges Tuesday after a dispute with his assistant over being on his phone while working, law enforcement sources tell the Post. Rhymes, 52, whose real name is Trevor Tahim Smith Jr., turned himself in after the January incident. The Brooklyn-born Hoo-Ya Got Y'all in Check rapper was previously charged with assault in 2015 after allegedly hurling a protein drink at an employee at a Manhattan gym. Possibly don't be his assistant. So there you go. Do not work for Busta Rhymes would probably just be my advice here, unless you have like a Halidol dart. Allegedly in Minecraft, but that's how I would play this. Apparently, we have political chaos as per usual, so nothing really new, but chaos has erupted at Antony Blinken's final press conference as a reporter is forcibly removed, saying, "You should be in The Hague." You know, one day I want to be carried out of a room just like that. I'm just kidding, you guys. Chaos erupted at Secretary of State Antony Blinken's final press conference Thursday after an announcement of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire and hostage deal, with the State Department employees forcibly removing reporters who accused the cabinet official of allowing genocide in Gaza. State Department aides secured Gray Zone News journalist Max Blumenthal from the briefing room, where security guards dragged the independent journalist Sam Husseini away, as Blinken was hailing the ceasefire agreement first pitched in May to take effect Sunday. Both Blumenthal and Husseini were enraged at Israel's war in Gaza after the October 7th, 2023 attacks, which lasted 15 months and many people lost their lives. "Criminal," Husseini yelled and screeched as 3 guards carried him out of the briefing room, according to footage posted on X. "Why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague? Yeah, it was all shenanigans and chaos. You pontificate about free press, he erupted. I'm asking questions after being told by a spokesperson, Max Miller, that you will not answer my questions. Husseini posted on his X account that he had tried to ask a series of questions, was carried out and handcuffed, completely excessive force. Blinken had instructed journalists to respect the process and promised he would have a chance to ask questions after he was done presenting. Everybody from Amnesty International to the ICJ or International Court of Justice is saying that Israel is doing a genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process, Husseini shot back. Just before Husseini's exit, Blumenthal had interrupted Blinken and pelted him with questions. Quote, why do you keep the bombs flowing when we had a deal in May, he asked, according to video footage of the disturbance that he'd posted on X. Why did you allow my friends' homes in Gaza to be destroyed? The tentative Israel-Hamas agreement will impose a 42-day ceasefire, allowing Israeli and American hostages to be evacuated from the Gaza Strip in exchange for a release of Palestinian prisoners. 33 of the 100 hostages, 7 of whom are Americans, will be set free in that first phase of the process. Over a 6-week period of peace, the Israeli Defense Forces will also withdraw from Gaza and humanitarian aid will flow into the region. Destroyed buildings will also be reconstructed over several years. The deal briefly stalled after Hamas pushed for an option to demand the release of some prisoners accused of murder, while Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faced pressure from the right flank of his coalition to not bring the war to an end before the terror group was completely eliminated. Welcome, Alice G. and KLF. She does kind of look like the mom from Malcolm in the Middle. So again, everyone has really big, passionate ideas and feelings on the Israel-Hamas thing, and I will tell you that I have opinions, but I am not smart enough or knowledgeable enough in any of this to spout anything more than, gobbledygook or, things that I have my own opinions, but I don't have the knowledge. And let's be really real, you guys. This place has been in conflict before Jesus was born. I doubt anything we can do besides call final form Jesus is going to help this area. That's my opinion. I know it's a little pessimistic, but I'm kind of like, it is what it is at this point. Just leave us out of it. If you have service members in your family, if you have people that have to go overseas, you're kind of like, can we just keep them home? It's not our fight. Let's get them out. At least that's my opinion. Because I'm kind of done with sending our young men and women off to these ridiculous places. In a sadder story, it does seem like Wendy Williams is definitely declining fairly quickly. And unfortunately, with dementia, that is, a slippery slope that it just happens. Quote unquote, isolated Wendy Williams sobs over conservatorship prison. I have $15. Wendy Williams broke down in tears while revealing that she is trapped in her conservatorship on The Breakfast Club Thursday morning. The 60-year-old TV icon called into Charlemagne the God's radio show and talked about the court-ordered guardianship that has overseen her health and finances since 2022. She is currently in a facility in New York where she is able to call her loved ones, but they are unable to call her. She has no access to the internet via a laptop or iPad. Williams, who was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia in 2023, insisted that she's not cognitively impaired, adding, "Do I seem that way? Dang it." "I have $15, Williams said, also claiming that all her cats are gone. The former talk show host explained that she can't leave the facility where she's being held. She does have dementia, so it seems as though she was calling in from her facility, saying they're taking her stuff away. She doesn't have independence anymore. And I don't know about them not being able to call in. That does seem like an odd sort of way for a assisted living facility to work. My life is effed up, she said. I feel like I'm in prison. I'm definitely isolated. I keep the door closed. I watch TV, listen to the radio, and look out the window. Sit here as my life goes by. I'm in this place where people are in their 90s, 80s, and 70s, Williams explained. There's something wrong with these people on this floor. Williams continued, they won't allow you to leave or have visitors. You can't even leave and take a walk if you wanted. I can't take a trip to visit family members. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see my dad on his 94th birthday, she continued while crying. The day after that is not promised. Williams further claimed that she had spent her last 3 birthdays alone in the facility, which she said has high security. This is called emotional abuse, she said. Now, that all being said, having currently someone right now who is battling with dementia, we get these calls too. So I am not trying to negate this. We do call in and check in and make sure anything that she says or that they say, we do take care of it and look into it. She does need one of those robot puppies. I hope she gets one. I do hope that, the facility she is in with I am assuming here based on, her being Wendy Williams that she has money. So I hope it is a good facility where they do take care of her. But I can understand how it would be upsetting to lose your independence, to lose your ability to just go and do what you want when you want it. Her niece, Alex Finney, was on the call and defended William's current mental state. Anyone that knows my aunt know that she's always been a unique personality, said Alex. How she's talking, that's her. That's who she is. Don't try to twist how she is. Williams also asked about the 2024 Lifetime docuseries, Where is Wendy Williams? Her guardian, Sabrina E. Morrissey, filed a lawsuit to try to stop the documentary from coming out. A&E and Lifetime countersued and said that Morrissey knew Williams' struggles would be shown on the documentary. She was the one who wanted to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Williams said on the radio. What do I think about being abused? Look, the system is broken. This is the system I'm in. And the system has falsified a lot. Last month, Morrissey declared in her lawsuit against Lifetime and A&E that Williams has become cognitively impaired and permanently incapacitated as a result of her early onset dementia. After being out of the spotlight for several years, Williams recently resurfaced at her son Kevin Jr.'s college graduation in Miami. The same month, she was seen smiling in the backseat of a car with her nephew, Travis Finney, in Fort Lauderdale. Her signature catchphrase, "How you doin'," was taken in a video by a restaurant owner. So it does look like there are examples of her going out and being able to go out. But when you are confused and when you're trapped in your brain and you can't quite get everything together, I can imagine that would be so frustrating and scary and isolating. So hopefully she is getting the help if and these claims that she is making are being investigated because I don't want to throw this away and there's something really happening. So hopefully these are serious allegations that will be seriously looked into. It is just a bad day to be a celebrity, y'all. Conor McGregor sued for alleged SA at a 2023 NBA final. Like I said, it is just a bad day to be famous, y'all. A woman who accused Conor McGregor of SA following an 2023 NBA Finals game has sued the former UFC champion. According to the Associated Press, the woman described in the lawsuit as a 49-year-old senior vice president at a high-profile financial institution on Wall Street. She claims that McGregor SA'd her in the bathroom of the Casa Center, the Miami Heat's home den, on June 9th, 2023, after Game 4 of the Heat's NBA Finals series against the Denver Nuggets. The civil suit was filed by her attorney, James Dunn, on Tuesday in the U.S. District Court, Southern District of California. Quote, my client has thought long and hard about the decision to pursue this civil case and is fearful of the effect it might have on her job on Wall Street, Dunn said in a statement to the AP. Nonetheless, her main goal in filing the suit is to raise awareness and encourage others to report SA. Now, here are my questions with this. Here's my questions with this. Did she file a police report? Did she, go to the police and do all of that first? And I don't say that because I know some women don't and don't have the, spirit to do that, or they're not in the emotional place to do that yet. But after 120,000 seeming years of Me Too, I I cannot trust women on face value. She better be bringing the receipts. I am very upset. It gets very interesting when you wait years and years and years. He has decided to run for something in Ireland, and all of a sudden these come out. It really does seem a little odd that, she didn't decide to file this before he decided to go into public service. I do not know if she has evidence. Let's see if the article says that. In a statement to Rolling Stone, uh, McGregor's attorney, Barbara Lanes, referenced the 2023 criminal investigation into the allegations and said that the state attorney concluded there was no case to pursue. She added, almost 2 years and at least 3 lawyers later, the plaintiff has a new false story. We're confident that this case, too, will be dismissed. The woman is also suing the employees of the arena where the alleged SA took place, accusing staff and security of having actual knowledge of the wrongfulness of conduct and failing to protect her. The suit claims that McGregor was served alcohol despite staff having a chargeable knowledge of heightened risk of battery taking or being carried out. The filing also states that earlier in the evening, McGregor had twice punched the Miami Heat mascot during halftime in an apparent stunt to promote a pain relief spray, Bernie, the mascot, who was later sent to the hospital. Tuesday's lawsuit stems from the SA allegation made against McGregor in June 2023 via a demand letter sent to the MMA artist. In the letter, the MMA star was accused of, quote, elevating his aggressive, unprovoked, and outrageous behavior by violently SAing and battering this firm's client in the men's room of the center. Now, McGregor has denied the allegations. On June 11, 2023, an incident report was filed with the City of Miami Police Department, but the Florida State Attorney's Office reportedly declined to move forward with the charges against McGregor. In November, McGregor was ordered to pay more than $250,000 after Nikita Hand, who is allegedly that mixed martial artist, brutally assaulted her in a hotel penthouse in 2018 in Dublin. Now, she did win her civil case against him in Ireland. So, I don't know Conor McGregor. Y'all know how I am with sports. If she has receipts, I want to see them. I want to know why the state's attorney did not move forward with this, whether it was a factor of him being a famous person or her not having evidence. I do think that would be a factor. That being said, he does look like a cocky sumbitch, if you ask me. Now, having resting douche face does not mean you're guilty, but it might get you to lose a lawsuit, okay? So maybe work on that smile, Mr. McGregor. Holy cow, like I said, it is a terrible day to be a star. The Bachelor stars Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell have split after 4 years of dating. Who'd have thunk that sleeping with a guy on TV to make sure that you end up being his only hoe would not end up in long romance? Is anyone else grossed out by The Bachelor? No, seriously, I'm asking chat because you're all like trying to. It reminds me of that lady that slept with 1,000 people. I mean, if a guy wants to see another girl, I'm not interested in him. I don't understand The Bachelor. Like, this is me. This is who you're going to get. Like, you can fancy me up, but I'm not going to be good for cable television. But I don't understand competing for someone like that. Like, in my world, that just seems gross and weird, and I don't wanna even go in that. I wanna make sure that someone else is invested, in the relationship. That I don't get it. I mean, That being said, isn't it on like its 104th season plus like elderly freaking bachelor and elderly chick bachelor? So that being said, everyone else seems to like it at least a little bit, but I'm kind of like, no, it's gross and it's yucky. But apparently they are no longer in love. Bachelor stars Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell have broken up. James, 33, confirmed his split from his girlfriend of 4 years on Instagram. Dear Lord, it's Instagram official. Oh dear Lord. He wrote a vague post slash feel sorry for me post, quote, Father God, give Rachel and I the strength to mend our broken heart. You would mean hearts. Unless you melded yours together in your relationship, that's gonna be icky. Welding doesn't quite give up. Give us the peace about this decision to end our relationship that transcends worldly understanding, James wrote alongside a photo of the pair meeting on the controversial season of The Bachelor. I don't know why it's controversial. Did he smeckle with all of them? Shower our friends and family with kindness and comfort us. Remind us that our joy comes from you, Lord, with a little broken heart emoji. Sad face. Are you a 14-year-old girl? Look, I get it. I get that I am a complete and total utter hypocrite because I share a lot on, with you guys and stuff like that. Part of me thinks that we have gotten too comfortable sharing things that maybe should be private with the world, but then again, I also love a train wreck, so, you know, like I said, I am full of contradictions. I am a woman of mystery and hypocrisy, so who knows? Now, James tagged Kirkconnell, 28, in his post and turned the comments off. He had posted a video of the pair eating pizza in London the day before he confirmed their split. Now, Kirkconnell has yet to comment on the breakup. Her last post on Instagram was about James on December 5th when she wished him a happy birthday with a sweet video montage of the pair. That's sweet. The former couple fell in love on The Bachelor season 25, which aired in early 2021. Though they didn't get engaged during the finale, they remained a couple over the next 4 years. While the season was airing, Kirkconnell found herself at the center of a big controversy. Photos of her attending an antebellum themed party in college circulated online, leading major outrage from fans. Really? It's a Southern thing. For the love of all that is flippin' holy, we find more shit to complain about as really blessed people in this damn country than I can imagine. I mean, so what? She attended a freaking Southern ball and dressed in traditional, a- you know, old time Southerny wear. So what? For the love of God, we just like to be pissed off as a people, I guess, or there are certain people that just like to be angry. Now, longtime host Harrison defended Kirkconnell while giving an interview with Rachel Lindsay, who was the franchise's first Black bachelorette in 2017. Now, Harrison stepped down from his post and later exited the franchise for good. He has been replaced by Jesse Palmer. All right, well, I am not invested in their relationship and they're broken up now, so peace be upon you. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Maybe don't try a reality show this time or go to Love Island, but you might need penicillin cuz that Love Island is off the chain. You UK people have gone whoa, but that's okay. Well, you guys, be prepared for more cold and more cold and more cold because an Arctic blast is about to invade the US. I guess we are not having a warm summer or warm winter. Where is that global warming? Damn it. Now it's climate change and they can trick us again. Hoping for a January thaw? Dream on. Wasn't this supposed to be a milder than average winter for the East and South? Toasty isn't exactly how you'll describe the bone numbing cold coming to in several days. Multiple waves of Arctic air continue to gather over northern Canada with eyes for the central and eastern areas of the United States in the days and weeks ahead, AccuWeather meteorologist Paul Pasteluk said this week. Now, the most potent weather blast will enter north central U.S. on Friday, the National Weather Service warned, before roaring across much of the rest of the nation over the weekend. The Arctic air will plunge from the northern Rockies and Great Plains, crossing the Gulf Coast and Midwest on Saturday night and the eastern seaboard on Sunday. So by Tuesday, the entire lower 48 will be blasted with extreme cold. The first days of the new Trump administration will be heavily focused on weather-related problems. Even parts of the west coast of Greenland will be warmer than Texas, he said. Now's the time to prepare for an extended period of cold weather, the Weather Service said. As it is typically the coldest weather that will be over the northern plains and upper Midwest, there are some spots that may see sub-zero high temperatures next Sunday and Monday. Low temperatures, too, with the wind chill, could drop to 20 below zero or even lower. So be very cautious, use layers, uh, you know, run your tap on a little drip, drip, drip so it doesn't, freeze up. Make sure you have more than a quarter tank of gas. Now, thank you, Dan Davis, for the super chat. Let me get my ticket. They say maybe snow and ice on Tuesday. Can I give that up for Lent? Is anyone still a practicing Catholic? Can I give snow, ice, and cold up for Lent? I know you're supposed to give up something you like, but if I pretend I like it, would that count? Probably not. Sacrilegious. Also not practicing Catholic, so I don't know if I can give anything up for Lent. Thank you so much. I still do. But I think of it as Jesus's diet, which is again really, really sacrilegious. So I'm working on it. I'm hoping we're just aiming for purgatory. So, like I said, if you can swing it, and I know things are tight and prices just keep going up, try to have some extra, shelf stable food, things like that. Don't be afraid if you start to get too cold, if things go wrong, don't be afraid to reach out to your local resources. They might have, things that can help you. I don't want anyone to suffer because they're too cold. And God, please look, I'm not political-ish, but please let the incoming administration get and help those people in Southern California that were affected by the hurricanes, that are having to deal with this weather, with, lovely little mini houses that some people have donated, but some people are in tents and they're trying to kick them out of hotels, and it's just a daggone disgrace. How are we treating our American citizens like this? Out in the cold? And I'm gonna tell you something, you guys. I'm gonna tell you something you probably already know. But you go to Appalachia, you go to the hills and the hollers, those are some of the nicest damn people you have ever met. They will give you the shirt off your as long as you don't trespass. Don't be trespassing it. If you see a purple post, do not go there. You might be greeted by some rock salt, okay? Just taking that one out. And welcome, Sod Girl. So it is a disgrace, and I hope that the new administration takes care of it because my heart breaks thinking of all those families who have lost loved ones. They lost entire towns, and they have to fight for $700? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We have people here that haven't had power for as since the hurricane came. I mean, what the fuck? I feel like I'm turning into Randy Marsh. I thought we were in America. I thought this was America. Good, y'all. I have finally realized the source of my full fuck deficit, and that would be that we have people out there that are, huddling in tents trying to keep their families together. And we are, the biggest, most well-funded country, and you're telling me we couldn't get together and do this? It is beyond infuriating. Well, it continues. What will become of the Amber Heard 2.0? This chick is pissing me off because I used to like Ryan Reynolds. Like, Imma tell you, Ryan Reynolds and his sarcasm, he was but now I hear he was a dick, and I'm kinda like, "Ugh." It's like when you learn that George Michaels wasn't straight, but he got you kinda, like, preteen hot and bothered with that Faith music video. You were kinda like, "George Michaels, Imma need you to come over and talk to me about some faith. I'm losing my religion." And then you realize that he would never teach you about religion because he y'all are batting for the same team. Although I will say in his later music videos, boy had a badonkadonk in those little, I think, police officer uniform that with the shorty shorts. I don't know how I got on this tangent, but let's George Michaels ourselves for just a little bit and go into two Hollywood stars crying. Now, Justin Baldoni has sued Blake Lively and Brian Reynolds for $400 million and has dragged Taylor Swift into the It Ends With Us battle. Ooh, we brought Tay Tay in because a hater's gonna hate, 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 hate. Oh, please tell me she's gonna write a song about this. The cahoot and the douche. I need it. Please. She was a cahoot, he was a douche. They fell in love, and like every other song I have, they broke up because duh. I don't know, I'll work on the lyrics. Taylor, call me. It'll be great. There'll be a lot of curse words, but it'll flow really well. Call me. Justin Baldoni filed a bombshell 400 million defamation and extortion lawsuit against Blake Lively and Brian Reynolds amidst their ongoing It Ends With Us feud. I need to find this and I need to read this because this sounds juicy. And Tay Tay Taylor Swift Shake It Off, Haters Gonna Hate has been dragged into it. The actor-director accuses his former co-star in the complaint obtained by Page Six of utilizing the pop star to further assert control over production of the popular film. I haven't seen it, I don't know. It looks like a chick flick, and Imma be honest with you, if I wanna feel feelings, Imma watch Steel Magnolias or Terms of Endearment or Radio Flyer. I really don't need nothing new. If I wanna cry, Imma watch those. 'Cause they were good, great, and Dolly Parton is queen. Now, the lawsuit claims that Baldoni was invited to Lively's New York City penthouse, where Reynolds and a famously close friend of the couple were present, and allegedly gushed about the direction in which Lively had taken the script with her rewrites. After the meeting, Baldoni then texted Lively about the pivotal rooftop scene from the movie per the complaint and seemingly appears open to feedback. Quote, I really love what you did. It really helps a lot, he wrote. Makes it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt that way without Ryan or Taylor. He ended the quote. Aw, they're besties. Besties, besties. They wear pink on Wednesdays. Lively responded by telling her co-star that she wanted him to quote unquote win as a director and actor, and they were on the same team with the same goal. Lively then goes on to gush over Reynolds and Swift, calling them absolute titans as writers and storytellers, and adding, I'm so lucky to have them as creative barometers, and that they were her dragons who protected her in her battle. However, Baldoni's attorneys now argue that her client felt, quote, or their client felt, quote, obligated to text Lively to say that he had liked her pages and hadn't needed Reynolds or her mega celebrity friend to pressure her. The message could not have been clearer. Baldoni was not dealing with Lively, who was also facing Lively's dragons, two of the most influential and wealthy celebrities in the world who are not afraid to make things very difficult for him. Now, Swift did not reply to Page Six request for comment. What's the movie? Isn't it about DV? I just, again, don't wanna watch sad movies. I already got my sad movies. They're all from the '80s, early '90s, and if I need to see a Lifetime movie to cry, I just this held no appeal to me. Now, the lawsuit further alleges that aside from script rewrites, Lively also began, quote, inserting herself into the production process in intrusive ways well beyond the scope of her contractual entitlement. For example, Lively began to insist on creative control over her character's wardrobe, Baldoni claims. While lead actors sometimes are granted approval for their character's general look, they do generally not receive full control. Now, Baldoni also addresses accusations Lively made in the initial California Civil Rights Department complaint she filed and the subsequent lawsuit against the actor for emotional distress and harassment. The Gossip Girl alum has claimed that her co star made her feel uncomfortable on several occasions by allegedly making sexual comments, including speaking about his past porn addiction. I mean, that rarely ever comes up in my conversations, but I don't talk to people that much. However, Baldoni explains the porn discussion taking place when they were developing a scene and Lively offered up that she had never seen prawn in her life. X to doubt, X to doubt, prompting her co star to mention his issues. Baldoni also denies that he ever walked in on Lively when she was, nursing or pumping for her newborn, as alleged in the complaint. His lawyer argue his lawyers argue in the next new lawsuit that Lively was actually, quote, so close and comfortable with the director that she actually nursed in front of him during meetings. She took photos of him holding and soothing her crying baby in her penthouse, the complaint further claims. They laughed deliriously during late night writing sessions. All of these events took place after the alleged, harassment. Lively's accusations seemed to come out of the blue. Now, Baldoni claims that Lively was the one who made derogatory comments about his appearance, telling him he should undergo rhinoplasty. Oh, the cats are coming out. She's like, you need to get a nose job. The suit also disputes Lively's claim that Baldoni hired a crisis manager in order to disparage her reputation, claiming her own past resurfaced interviews were to blame for the shift in public perception. Lively's disastering marketing effects and tone deaf press interviews and appearance backfired and led to widespread criticism of Lively's promotional approach to the film's highly sensitive focus on DV. Baldoni's publicist, Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan, who are also named as plaintiffs in the suit, add in a statement to page 6, quote, to be clear, Miss Lively and her team initiated this smear campaign in the media for the sole intention of gaining unserved public sympathy for her own missteps. Yes. Let's go, Brandon. Yes, they are. Again, when you are an adult pretender, you have to be able to subsume all of your emotions and get deeply into a character and pretend you have a soul. No, I'm just kidding. I think some actors are okay, but for the most part, you get a bunch of people telling you you're awesome. I can't imagine that, you don't get an inflated ego and start to, huff your own farts, if you will. I am going to see if I can get with Jedi Jess to get the actual lawsuit, and I might read that tomorrow, but I would rather read the actual lawsuit than the, newspaper outlet about it to see what they actually said. And I do wanna see if there's receipts because from what I gather, Baldoni is trying to claim that Lively was trying to basically take away producer and director kind of credits from him, that the movie was edited both by himself and Lively, and Lively demanded that her edit be the one that was the movie, even though it tested lower. Now, these are all, scuttlebutt things that I've heard, but I'm waiting for Tay-Tay to get deposed. I say we get a Tay-Tay deposition, and we ask her if she will ever just find a man, or ask her when, touchdown to my broken heart or interception of romance is coming out because it's coming out soon, and I'm waiting. Because if she trashes football, I am not a sports ball person. She's gonna be like, second down and heartbreak. Dun dun dun. And I'm a terrible person, but yeah. In an odd story, and I do mean odd, Quote, I unalived my stepdad. A man allegedly stops mom from taking the blame after a fatal stabbing at a family party. A Texas mother tried to take the fall for her husband's stabbing death, but her teenage son wouldn't let her and apparently confessed to the crime. Get a lawyer. Do not confess. Raimundo Morales, 19, reportedly told El Paso police, quote, I killed my stepdad after officers questioned him in the early morning hours of January 12th. Now, according to court documents obtained by KTSM, a local NBC affiliate, the family gathering ended in a verbal altercation that turned violent when Morales allegedly stabbed Angel Martin Herrera, 40, in the neck. Documents include several witness accounts from the gathering, which reportedly involved some notable alcohol consumption. That's how family gatherings are at my house, only it's moonshine. And that's how I got baby number 6, so no more moonshine for Mo. One witness reportedly said that Morales got mad at someone at the gathering and assaulted her by choking and hitting her. Herrera then confronted Morales about his behavior, and they got into a verbal fight. Police responded to the El Paso home around 3:30 a.m. after receiving calls about a verbal argument. When they found no one was injured, the police left, only to return a half hour later with a report of a stabbing at the same address. Now, according to documents, the verbal fight between Morales, you're struggling with trying to figure out another good actor. He is not, but I have told Mr. Mo if a miracle or, well, something weird happens and we have a number 7, which I doubt we will because we've both been fixed. But if it happened, I'm naming it 7. Like, no shot, no, you're going to be 7. I will tell you this, had my youngest been a girl, I was gonna name her 6 because I loved Blossom. I used to call little Nugget before I knew he was a boy. I used to say, "6 and I are going out, and there's gonna be chaos." I thought she was pretty hot, but I'm gonna be honest. See, hot to me is Cyndi Lauper, in I Drove All Night. Like, you want a chick crush, her in the vintage feel with the platinum blonde hair and the black streak. I'm just saying, she's, like, ultra hot in that, but one day I'm gonna have my hair like that too, or a wig. Definitely a wig. Now, police arrived after the second call, and Morales's mother, who was not named, attempted to take the blame for the stabbing. Uh, Herrera was unresponsive at the scene, telling the police that she was the one that was wielding the knife. However, several witnesses stated they saw Morales committing the alleged attack, and she later recanted her statement. In a news release, the El Paso Police Department said that Herrera was taken to the hospital but unfortunately pronounced dead. Let's see. After Morales was placed under arrest and taken into custody, he allegedly told a different story to the police and admitted, I killed my stepdad. He claimed he attacked Herrera because the latter had pushed his mother. Witnesses, however, said they never saw Herrera assault anyone at the gathering. Morales stated he also knew his mother tried to take the blame, but he wouldn't let her. Let's see. Morales was charged with 1 count of murder, 1 count of assaulting a family member by impeding their breath. He is being held on $700,000 bond in the El Paso detention facility, and his next court date is on January 17th. Yes, Flux, we need to know. Although I will say, okay, Scary Hot from the 80s. I don't know why I was on an 80s kick today, other than they're awesome. Annie Lennox from the Eurythmics, when she had the red hair, and the name is escaping me, and I should know it because it's a famous song. She is scary hot. Like, she looks like she would kick your A. Kick your A, but she's hot, which confuses me. In Cops, could you figure out what's going on before you handcuff someone? Sweet dreams. Thank you, Jeff Montgomery. I listened to it, like, all day today, and I could not remember. A New York girl, 11 years old, breaks into tears as she is handcuffed by deputies who wrongly identified her as a car thief. This is sad. But, they only get a vague description, but do better, cops. A frightened 11-year-old New York girl broke into tears when upstate deputies placed her in handcuffs for several minutes after mistaking her for a car thief, footage of the mix up shows. The girl was walking home from Bridgeton Academy Middle School in Syracuse with a group of friends on Monday afternoon when two deputies from the Onganda Ondaga County Sheriff's Office stopped her 5 blocks from where a group of teens had ditched a stolen Kia. The deputies placed the shocked girl in handcuffs for 7 minutes, claiming she was wearing the same pink puff jacket, camo pants, and white sneakers one of the alleged thieves was described wearing. Video taken by the girl's cousin shows. The other children repeatedly told deputies they had the wrong person, but deputies insisted she was the culprit, even showing them a photo of the suspect, according to footage. "Girl, you gonna tell me this ain't you?" One deputy says to the handcuffed girl. "It is what it is," her partner added. "If you're honest, it will make it easy." The girl's cousin tried to explain that the suspect had lighter skin and longer hair. When additional deputies pulled up to the scene, the 11-year-old girl starts crying as the gravity of the situation hits her. Eventually, after 7 minutes in handcuffs, the deputies realized they'd had the wrong child and released her and apologized for the confusion. "I'm sorry about it, but you matched the description pretty clearly," they told the student, the video shows. Now, the girl's mother was outraged over what happened to her daughter, who now no longer wants to walk to and from school anymore. "It was the only freedom she had, and now it's gone," the mother, who wished to remain anonymous, told WSAZ. "I can't make sense of it. I couldn't even finish watching the video. Even if it wasn't my child, I couldn't be able to watch the video because that's not how you handle children," the horrified mom said. Counterpoint and a little bit of a devil's advocate, these cops are dealing with kids that are stealing Kias that are young as 11 years old. Unfortunately, they are living in a, time period where young kids are the culprits. These Kia boys and everything else. Unfortunately, she did match the description. And, it is a cultural problem. There are a lot of kids stealing cars. It's She was being detained. It is, policy. And the sad part that she is, young doesn't mean anything because it is young people that are committing this. And they did apologize. I get it as a mom. I do get it. You don't want to hear your kid crying, scared, and terrified. And she has to deal with the fallout. But the cops, the cops are dealing with 9-year-olds stealing cars. So make sure you know where your kids are and they're not acting a fool. I don't know how that's so hard. Cops say a boat captain was drunk and high on drugs in Key's boat crash. An 11-year-old boy was hurt. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go shut my door because my kids and everyone keeps opening my door and not shutting it. Thank you, guys. It's just hard to pay attention here, look at chat, and then have general house chaos all aboard. A Florida Keys charter fishing boat captain was drunk on tequila and high on drugs when he slammed his vessel into a bridge over the summer, seriously injuring several of his clients, including an 11-year-old boy. Lawrence Lewis, 42, slammed his 35-foot Sea Hunter Center console into the South Pine Channel Bridge in the Lower Keys at 37 miles per hour at 1:30 a.m. on July 8th, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Committee, the state police agency that investigates boat crashes. All 8 people on board, including Lewis, were either ejected from the boat or trapped beneath pieces of the wrecked vessel, according to the January 13th warrant written by WFC investigator Joshua Peters, and most, including Lewis, had serious injuries. Graphic body cam footage released by or at the time showed firefighters lifting Lewis off the boat with his leg barely attached. The 11-year-old boy suffered a broken leg and brain bleed, according to the report. A woman passenger also broke her leg, and a man broke his foot on board. Another had bruised ribs, and a concussion, Peters wrote. Investigators immediately suspected alcohol was a factor in the crash because the Monroe County Sheriff's Office deputies and paramedics on the scene saw beer cans as well as a half-empty tequila bottle floating away from the boat when they arrived. Boats and booze do not mix. Though, to be honest, what do you do on a boat but drink? It is a conundrum. Have a sober captain, driver guy. I don't know if they do Ubers for boats, but maybe have like your own captain that doesn't drink. Now, according to Peter's report, they also found a Costa sunglasses case with drug paraphernalia in it, including needles, a syringe, a spoon, cotton balls, and a synthetic opioid pill prescribed to people trying to kick opiate addiction. Lewis was so badly injured that morning that he needed immediate medical attention and was flown back to Jackson South Medical Center in Miami-Dade County. This means that the cops could not immediately draw blood for a test for alcohol and drug use. However, a medical blood draw taken at the hospital at 3 a.m. showed Lewis had a blood alcohol level of 0.05. The state says 0.0 or 0.08 is over the legal limit to operate a car or boat. Passengers on the boat told investigators they saw him take his last drink, a tequila and margarita mix, shortly before 1 a.m., according to the report. So investigators believe that his blood alcohol level at the time of the crash was between 0.08 and 0.12. What's more, Florida Department of Law Enforcement laboratory tested his blood at 4 a.m. that day and found it positive both for amphetamines and methamphetamines. This guy was loaded on a boat. Where the hell was he going? I'm surprised he wasn't going in circles. Now, according to Peter's report, Lewis told investigator Glenn Way during the interview after the crash he had a prescription for the synthetic opioid pill and injected it intravenously hours before. It's a pill. It goes in L mouth hole. Maybe I'm a too goody two shoes because I'm like, it's a pill. Don't you put it in a mouth hole? I'm confused. And thank you, Dan Davis. I captained a pontoon boat for friends that wanted to party out on a sandbar. I don't drink. Yeah, it does seem like, especially with a child on board, that just burns my biscuits. Like, if you want to be a dingleberry with a bunch of adults who know you're going to be, out of your mind blitzed, that's a you problem. Like, you guys can go do that, but you have kids on board. Thank you so much. Be a not stupid human being. I don't know. Like, could we stop stupid? I know we have a war on drugs and a war on poverty. Could we do a war on stupid? Because I could deal with that. I could fucks with a war on stupid. I'm just saying. I could. I really. Well, Dan Davis, you were not drunk. You were able to be there, and if anything happened, and you were, sober. So it's a bit different. Crystal, same here. And sometimes I am the stupid I want to take care of. I wish I could say I was always smart, but no, sometimes I am the shenanigans I would like to take care of. Okay, so that drug did not show up in a blood test, but Peters noted in his report that Lewis's prescription did not direct him to take the medication intravenously. Yes, because it was a pill. Now, people on board the boat that day were from Live Oak, Lake City, Big Pine Key, Florida, according to the FWC. When reached by the phone on Wednesday, one of the passengers, Presley Bean, 39, from Live Oak, declined to comment. The body cam footage from the sheriff's office deputy detailed the desperate scene first responders encountered when they arrived at the bridge, which connects Little Torch Key with Big Pines Key. Deputies and firefighters had to use a roof ladder to climb down to the boat, which was sinking. Audio picked up the boy screaming from his injuries. Rescuers tried to get him up the ladder, about a 15-foot climb to the bridge, but he was in too much pain. Minutes later, a towboat from Towboat USA came on scene and offloaded the most seriously injured and rushed them to Dolphin Marina on Little Torch Key, where county medics loaded them onto a helicopter and flew them to the mainland. Footage also showed Monroe County firefighters applying a tourniquet around Lewis's badly mangled leg in an effort to keep it intact before they lifted him off the vessel. Now, Monroe deputies arrested Lewis at his Cypress Drive home on Big Pine Key Tuesday. He posted his $195,000 bond Wednesday morning, according to online jail records. Okay, do you have to be loaded to live in the Keys? Because, I mean, to be honest, having my own little island in Florida, and I might have to deal with sharks, but not gators, I'm kind of there, but I am more of, generic dreams and great value, ginger ale and not organic whole foods. So I don't know how much I'm going to get down there. He was charged with 3 counts of felony boating under the influence, causing serious bodily injury, and 1 count of felony child neglect, a misdemeanor count of aggravated boating under the influence accompanied by a minor, misdemeanor reckless boating, and possession of drug paraphernalia, because he was doing all the things. Lord Chippy attendants, I'm going to need you to get right over here. But first, we have our first excommunication of the evening. Ladies, you will henceforth never ever be called ladies again. By the power vested in me, by all the powers of the pettyverse and my just awesomeness, I excommunicate you from the woman lady club. You are now just a female. Screw off. It's permanent until you change your soul. What in the fresh hell there are saltwater crocodiles? Damn it. That was the one place in Florida I was going to attempt to possibly live without, 100 animals that want to kill me. Damn. Now I'm going to have to change my plan. Arizona is out. Too daggone hot. All right, I'm going to try to keep my rage in, but my bitch fire is about ready to just okay. Daycare workers gave kids high doses of Benadryl and melatonin before nap time. These heifers tried the Benadryl with me, I'd be hyper as hell. Two Georgia women who ran a daycare service were arrested after police accused them of dosing several young children with Benadryl and melatonin before naps. Now, that is a good question. Now, what I will say is that had they tried the Benadryl on me, I'm one of the people that Benadryl makes hyper, so it'd have been a bad day. It would have been a bad day for them if they tried to Benadryl me. Stacy Fuller Young, 51, ran a daycare business out of her home in Gainesville, a city some 55 miles northeast of Atlanta, with her daughter-in-law, Petiri Verby Sunshine. What in the flippity flip is this name? Y'all, what the hell is this? Fateri Verby Sunshine Edge? What in the name of hippie patchouli is this crap? How do you hyphenate 2 names? What the hell is going on with this? I give up. Maybe, okay, I don't. Look, you know what? I don't. I do. It makes me very restless, anxious, and I kind of bounce off the walls. Now, according to the Hall County Sheriff's Office, a parent of one of the children they cared for started noticing that the child's behavior changed in October 2024, describing them as lethargic and irritable. Blood work conducted on two of the children in December revealed that they received high levels of the allergy medicine Benadryl and the sleep aid melatonin. Hall County Sheriff's Office spokesperson BJ Williams told local news station WDUN, "You named your news station WDUN? Well done." Okay, I give up. Uh, Told the police, that there was an investigation into Young and Edge beginning in December, saying a local pediatrician had conducted blood work on two children at the request of a parent who was worried that the children were lethargic and irritable and had been sleeping more than usual. This is something that had been going on for a long time. Now, the blood work basically determined that both of those children had elevated levels of both melatonin and Benadryl in their bodies, and the Benadryl levels were described as in the high range. What's the top name? So the top name is Stacy Fuller Young. Stacy Fuller Young. Stacy spelled with an IE. No, she definitely looks like a Y Stacy. Williams said the investigation uncovered that the children were allegedly being dosed on a daily basis while in the care of Young and Edge. Both levels of medication were not considered to be toxic. Now, according to WSB, a local ABC affiliate, the children had been attending daycare since November 2023, but the change in behavior was not noticed until October 2024. WSB also reported that after contacting the Department of Early Child Care and Learning, Young was not licensed to operate a daycare for more than two young children. She was issued a cease and desist order on January 7th, a day after DeKalb investigation kicked off. So I'm guessing DeKalb is their, CPS. That investigation is still ongoing. Young and Edge were arrested on January 13th and are both charged with four misdemeanor? You done drugged a child. That's a fucking felony in my book. Excuse my French. But you drug children, you don't know what reactions they're gonna have. You don't know what, comorbidities they have. You don't know if they have allergies. Hell, you don't look like you have one of those fill out forms that, you tell the parent puts out, their allergies and if they have any medications. Doesn't look like you are all that professional. So you could have killed all of the kids in your, care, and it's a flippin' misdemeanor. And thank you so much, Ghost, for being a awesome modly mod and getting those up for me. Just Gen Pop Justice allegedly in Minecraft. They both posted a $5,200 bail and were released. Ladies, I'm going to say this as kindly as I can, but y'all probably need to keep your heads on a swivel, okay? Because you touch one of my babies, it is honey badger time. It is honey badger time. And I'm a genlennial. Like, I was a latchkey kid. I was basically taking care of myself when I was 9. Do not mess with me. And do not mess with my babies. Like, mess with me. I'm a generally goofy person. Take your shot. But you mess with my kids. We're going we're going public school. I will take off my earrings and try to remember what I learned on Tybo when I was trying to defluffy in high school. I nearly killed myself trying to punch the air. Now, I don't know what, magical achievement of klutziness I did, but I nearly gave myself a black eye trying to do Tybo, and I'm still not sure how I achieved that. But it was a miracle, a Lenten miracle. How SNL nearly got canceled during this effed up season that Tom Hanks called painfully obvious. Tom Hanks, you don't get to make fun of SNL, although I'm more in love with SNL when, you had Chris Farley, David Spade, uh, Adam Sandler, all those guys. That's my jam for SNL. I haven't watched it since. Once they left, it was over for me. Live from New York, it almost got canceled. Saturday Night Live is a TV institution currently on its landmark 50th season, but the Peacock documentary, SNL 50 Years Beyond Saturday Night Live, reveals how the show nearly died in its disastrous season 11, which aired from 1985 to 1986. The 11th year was probably the biggest risk, Tom Hanks, who was the host that season, said on screen in the documentary, which premieres January 16th. Oh, yes, Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. You guys, I wanted to grow up to be the church lady. I did. I thought I was going to grow up and be the church lady. Maybe it's Satan. Maybe. Oh, daggone. I didn't want to play that again. For the love of Cheetos. Let's see here. Hanks is among the exclusive group of SNL hosts who had returned to the show 10 times or more. The Forrest Gump star's inaugural SNL episode was December 14th, 1985, during the notorious season 11. The division between what worked and what didn't work was painfully obvious, Hanks said of the first time hosting the show. Why was season 11 sometimes called the weird year? After SNL mastermind Lorne Michaels created the show in 1975, he left in 1980 to pursue other opportunities before returning 5 years later. Season 11 was his clean slate when he got to get rid of the widely beloved season 10 cast, which included Billy Crystal, and hired entirely young new cast to mark his comeback. Michaels filled the cast with several drama actors, including Randy Quaid, Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Michael Hall, and some comedy actors such as Joan Cusack, Damon Wayans, John Lovitz, Dan Vance, and the first openly gay cast member, Terry Sweeney. He recalls wanting a young cast, but conceded that perhaps he went too young. As a teenager, honestly, I was very nervous, said Hall, only 17 at the time. The Breakfast Club star was the youngest cast member in the show's history. He looks 14. Who's going to believe he's doing news unless he's a Mormon missionary? Robert Downey Jr. looks like he's about to get his prom date, and he's not happy with it. He hates everyone. He's like, I'm just here because my mom made me take my cousin to the prom. I was very excited, but I don't know how I felt like I knew how to fit in. It was like an out-of-body experience. Dennis Miller is the GOAT. Dennis Miller is great. At the time, Michaels thought he had something to prove. I tried to find people that I thought had the most talent, and I was starting from scratch. The cast members may have shined individually, but they didn't gel into a group. Performers such as Oscar winner Downey Jr. weren't playing to their strengths by doing ensemble sketch comedy. The first episode, hosted by Madonna, got scathing reviews and ratings dwindled. I learned so much in that year about what I wasn't, Downey Jr. Reflected on his short lived SNL stint. The Iron Man actor stated, but there's nothing more exciting 90 minutes that you can have, whether you're any good or not. Carol Leifer, who was a writer that season, recalled that the stakes were high since the cast was brand new and Michael's career was likely to go in the toilet if he failed at this comeback. But I think it started to feel weird near the beginning, she noted. It was not a cohesive kind of cast feel. Author James Andrew Miller says he believes season 7 was one of the most important inflection points in the show's history. Could we have another inflection point? Because y'all suck right now, okay? Like nothing is funny that you put out. I try to watch the clips and I'm like, meh. I mean, when I would rather watch Amy Schumer talk about her lady bits gross and disgustingly, SNL, you done fell. You fell. And maybe try being funny and satirical, no matter what side of the political aisle it happens to land on. South Park does a great job of lambasting, both sides and making both sides look like morons. And do you want to know why South Park has lasted and still has a pretty good, and loyal group? Because they make fun of everything and nothing is sacred. You guys have sacred cows, you have, preachable lessons you want us to learn. None of that is really welcoming. When you shit on everyone, it's funny because no one is safe and you all know that you're going to get a little bit hazed, but you kind of feel like a group. When you have these, smarmy butthole sniffers who pretend to be comedians, it's a bit hard to laugh. But that's just my opinions. So there you go. Season 11, not their greatest one. Oh my gosh, the working girl hairdos. I swear to goodness for Halloween, I am coming in as Melanie Griffith from Working Girls, with the very distinct layers of eyeshadow all the way up the forehead. That's what I'm doing. Or I'm going to be Mimi from Drew Carey. I'm not sure. I have blue eyeshadow and I'm going to use it. Kate McKinnon is another female comedian. I haven't really watched her. G Give me Catherine Madigan if you're gonna give me a female comedian. Give me, anyone that one lady who's real country, she's got long blonde hair, always talks about her kids, kinda talks like me. Like, that's the comedy I'm going for. I don't wanna hear about you, having 27 walks of shame or, 100 things that you've shoved in your lady wallet. I don't care. Again, female comics, please stop talking about your lady bits. Stop it. I don't wanna hear about how it smells like a barn animal. I don't wanna hear none of that. That's not funny. Stop with the lady bit talks. Women can be funny, but and you can be vulgar, but it's a little lowbrow. It's like low-hanging fruit. Do better, Amy Schumer, do better if you can. Which is who knows? Who knows? Well, I was trying not to say prison wallet, so I said lady. Maybe I'll call it a billfold next time. Giblets. I'm gonna get in trouble. I I saw this headline and y'all knew I had to click on it because because where did we go wrong in the simulation that we have one of the Supreme Court judges asking about Pornhub? I want to know if I did Morpheus give me the pill and I took the wrong one? Did I go back to the Matrix and this is what I got? Is it like the old Playboy magazine? Alito asks if Pornhub has articles too. Because, yes, everyone goes to Cornhub to read the articles. That creeps me out. I would not say that. A leading website of adult conduct or adult content asked the Supreme Court to block a Texas law requiring porn sites to verify the age of users in an argument before the court Wednesday. The law at issue is Texas HB 1181, which requires internet companies whose content consists of more than one-third sexual material harmful to minors to use reasonable age verification methods to limit their distribution to adults and display a health warning before showing any such materials. Embattled Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton began enforcing the law in February and shortly thereafter began a 1.6 million civil action against Cornhub for noncompliance. I mean, how else would we know what to do with a stepmom when she gets stuck in the washing machine? You call the Maytag man. Bow chicka wow wow. Sotomayor saying BDSM. No, her saying pup play would make my day. Oh my gosh, if they start talking about stuffies, I may die from just happiness of absurdity. You guys don't understand. Some people get really happy when they see a sunset or like a beautiful, mountain vista. I don't know what fills me with joy, but some part of my soul just explodes with happiness when I see something cringe-larious. The more absurd and ridiculous, the more I love it. Mr. Mo has to deal with me for the rest of his life. I can't explain it. Now, the Free Speech Coalition, an adult film industry association, sued to block the law on both First Speech Amendment grounds, and it violated Section 230 of the Federal Communications Decency Act. A district court sided with the challengers, but conservative U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit ruled 2-1 in Texas' favor. In his dissenting opinion, U.S. Circuit Judge Patrick Higginbotham, at a Ronald Reagan appointee, warned that limiting all access to material simply because it could be inappropriate to minors would be to burn the house to roast the pig. And he he's probably feigning ignorance. Look, it's like when what's that guy was like, "Tentacle prawn? I don't know how this got on my computer. I was trying to show my kids that tentacle prawn was wrong. How did I pull up that box? Who knows?" Although obscene speech lies outside the First Amendment's umbrella of protection, not all sexual expression is obscene. Ooh, I don't know about that. That chick that just did 1,000 people, I think that's obscene. Who pointed to Marlon Brando movies, scenes from Games of Thrones, The Color Purple, and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo as inappropriate to children but not legally obscene, as they do not lack cinematic value. How are you gonna make the pizza man or the plumber or your husband's boyfriend coming over to help you move the couch? How is that cinematic? The case is now before the justices to decide what level of scrutiny applies when the regulation targets material that is obscene for children, but not necessarily obscene for adults. During oral arguments Wednesday, oral arguments for an adult, you know what? It fits where I'll allow it. Judge Samuel Alito began trying to sort out just exactly what Pornhub offers. What exactly do you say you do here? One of the parties here is the owner of Pornhub, Alito said to Derek Schaefer, the coalition's attorney. Is it like the old Playboy magazine? Do you have essays in there by modern day equivalents of Gore Vidal or William F. Buckley Jr.? The question was a follow up to Justice Neil Gorsuch's line of inquiry attempting to determine what percentage of material is obscene for minors. Well, I don't think they have a kids section, and if they do, down with Pornhub because it's hilarious. Can you demi strategy counselor? Yeah. Let's go. You are cooking tonight, making me laugh. Now, Schaefer told Gorsuch that not all the material was subject to Texas's obscene, law, and it applies to a wide universe of material that it includes blogs and podcasts in addition to video footage. When pressed, Schaefer said that more than 50% of material subject to regulation would likely be deemed obscene for minors, but would not commit to any larger percentages. Schaefer agreed with Gorsuch that keeping obscene material away from children is indeed a compelling government interest, but argued that the law at issue was not sufficiently tailored to that interest to survive constitutional scrutiny. Now, Alito's question sought to further clarify what percentage of material was not considered obscene for children. We have a children's show, it's called The Porn Rangers. What the flippin' hell? None of this is good for children. Like, I don't think there's anything that would be what in the hell? Now, a chuckling Schaefer denied that his client's material were modern day equivalents to Gore Vidal and William F. Buckley Jr., but said nonetheless the site does include information about sexual wellness, discussion of age verification, and industry policies, and other things that are not obscene. What, like the text? What the good Lord? Brandon, we are gonna get look, I am starting a shame squad. I was joking at first, but we need all mamas to get out there with their flip-flop, their slipper, their house coat, their wooden spoon, and we are gonna need to start, womping some order back into people. Allegedly Minecraft with love of a mom. Prawn rangers would definitely involve tentacles. Yes, it would. Alito also pointed out that while some of the material regulated by Texas's statute might not be objectionable, Netflix and other streaming services have not joined the lawsuit, an indication that the statute might not be as inclusive as the challengers argue it is. Now, Alito's comments related to his seeming lack of familiarity with Pornhub drew immediate attention online. The judge has become a media magnet recently, with drawing widespread criticism over the flying of an upside down American flag at his house after the January 6th insurrection, and most recently by admitting that he spoke with the President elect Donald Trump just hours before Trump asked the Supreme Court to delay his sentencing in the New York hush money case. Pretty much. Y'all, what is this? Okay, what is broken in you? No, seriously, someone needs to ask these girls. Someone needs to look them in the eye, and it should be her mom, but she's her manager for fuck's sake. But why is no one sitting down with these girls and asking them what is broken? What are you trying to, and I know this is a terrible euphemism, but what are you trying to fill? What void are you trying to fill that doesn't involve, well, 5 people? I did learn something new from following this story because apparently you can have fun with 5 people and not 3 because I was forgetting hands. But what is broken with these girls? What is it? Because I know I've talked to my girls as a mom and told them, "You are more than your lady bits. You are more." I mean, you're both beautiful, but that's gonna fade. The person you are on the inside, what are we not teaching young people? What are we not cultivating as far as an internal core of strength? Because I've seen it in so many people. Probably true. There is no longer teaching of modesty, love, affection, or honor. It's a culture problem. It's a soul problem. It's not anything else. I Someone needs to sit these girls down and really figure this out because it's not girl power, it's gross. And I'm not saying that judgmentally. I don't care how many guys you've slept with. If you don't, you know, honor yourself enough to be selective, if you don't honor yourself enough to honor this, I don't get it. At what point, what are you getting other than attention and that fades? So what are you gonna do in 15 minutes when you've now had, over 1,000 notches on your bedpost? You know, if you meet a decent guy, do you think he's gonna wanna stay with you? Your your lady cave is busted. I mean, that has to be, like, hosed out by professionals, and it's gross. Look, it's gross. Yeah, it's and I'm not trying to be a prude, but could we at least, be honest that for women, hormonally and emotionally and physically, we are built differently than men. Men can have the physical act, and it's just a physical act. But because of hormones that are released in women when we do the do, we form emotional attachments. We release oxytocin, which is the kind of connection hormone. It's just the way it is, and it's reality. And if we stop lying to people, I have known so many people in my life, and we've tried to live this, free and, no caring about partners. And I have never seen one female be happy doing that. Why are we selling lies to our next generation. Why is it so big then? I don't get it. I really don't. And fully ignorant of what the cool kids do. I know there's a lot of pressure and I understand it, but these girls are broken beyond repair, and I don't know how you get back from this. I don't know how you salvage your self-esteem knowing you've published this. This is never going to go away. You have kids. Yeah, I'm going to head out here pretty soon because I think boys are trying to play Raid Shadow Legend or Roblox. I do have it on my handy dandy list of things to do to get an, my own internet connection so I don't have to steal bandwidth from them. Your worth is more than your body. Find someone that loves your heart, soul, quirks, weirdness, wig obsession, Sailor Moon weirdness. Find someone that honors that and can be there on your bad days because everything else fails. Everything else fades. I'll have to check that out. I know it's extremely pricey and you guys, I don't know any. I'm on the direct cable. I do know I have the cable plugged into the butt of the computer. Or at least Mr. Mo does. You let's see, housekeeping stuff. Oh, I did wanna say something to you guys. So tomorrow's Mornings with Mo, we are gonna start a new thing on Fridays. So Shizzy and I are going to switch from channel to channel. So tomorrow, I will be joining Shizzy at 8 a.m. on his channel for a Friday roundup, and then next week will be on my channel for a Friday roundup. I will put a community note in, but I will be with Shizzy tomorrow. So it's going to be a laid back stream. We are going to be hanging out, talking about news, but we are going to, it's kind of like our nightly thing that I used to do after Newsy News, but we are getting back together. We're getting the band back together. The Shiz and the Wit. The Wit and the Shiz. We are there. Well, we're just gonna switch for right now. We're gonna try that at first, just so you know, you guys have to go over there, and maybe if you haven't subbed, you can go over there, and then he'll come over here, and maybe his people that haven't subbed will come over here. So we're just trying to get different people there. We may do that eventually, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, Shizzy and I, we are gonna go tangent to tangentness. It's gonna be tangent cubed squared, which I think it would be quintiled. I think. I don't know. Y'all know I don't math. Also, shout out to oh, my brain is losing it. Gotta love to Rosalind Duke. Rosalind Duke is an amazing woman who took time out of her day to help me try to figure out graphics. And next week I will be hopefully the tangent is always real. If I'm on a linear story, that would be a miracle. It would be a pre-Lenten miracle, and I don't know if I'm capable of those. So I will put a community note in. I will be over at Shizzy's tomorrow at 8. We will be doing Friday roundup, and I will be debuting some, at least one, possibly two, if I don't curse, cry, and throw holy water on my computer. I might do a stream with you guys for members only, and you can hear how much I fucking curse at my computer. I am a hot mess express with this computer. Rosalind can tell you. I was like, "Whores, fuck, what did I do? Damn it, all to hell. No, don't move." Yes, I am one of those people. I am one of those people. So have a wonderful day, you guys. I will see you tomorrow over at Shizzy's. I will write a community note so that you guys remember. And then if I am able to get the lawsuit that Baldoni, I was going to say Baldoni, but I knew it wasn't that. If I get Baldoni's lawsuit, I will probably read that tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget about Legal Shenanigans Theater. We are still on Letitia Swamp Monster Stalk, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me see who I can send you guys off to because, as I always do, I forget to do that. Let's see here. Redirect. Okay, we have, well, the Krigler show is about all I have. So I will send you over there. You don't have to go. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he is the only one live streaming right now that I have on my list. So it's where you go, but you are free to flee before me wherever you wish to go. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much, mods. Good evening, get good rest, and stay warm. Bye, you guys.